Hi. One of the common concerns for many people who are in the profession of selling or who are in business is their experience with customers who tends to procrastinate on many occasions and who doesn't give you a response either one way or the other. So how to deal with a customer who doesn't give you a response either in the form of a yes or no after you have given a brilliant presentation to them is a question. So stay tuned till the end, and I'm sure that you're going to find this video useful, valuable, from which you are going to gain some better insights which you can further go ahead and implement in your specific cases with customers. So let's start by understanding what are some of the signs and indications that people give out to you, which should communicate to you that they are avoiding you or they are putting off from making a decision, they are procrastinating. Well, when people start to not picking up your phone, they start not answering your calls, even after seeing your so many missed calls, they don't respond to you. Or let's say if you are sitting in a meeting with a client and the client is acting indifferently towards you by checking his or her mobile or email or talking to somebody, or by demonstrating, showcasing before you that how busy he or she is, how occupied they are, and so which is basically a sort of communication which should help us to understand that we have not yet established the value and worth of what we can offer or what we are capable of offering in the mind of that particular customer. So the objective should be to break the attention of such a person by saying or doing something and create enough curiosity in that person's mind so that you get a proper hearing from that individual moving forward. So this is a short tip on how you can get the attention of the person to listen to you. Now let's come to understanding what are the reasons why people procrastinate, and I'm going to share with you five common reasons why people procrastinate, why they do not give you a yes or no response, and why they put off things, basically things like that. So the first main reason is when they have this fear of making a wrong decision. When people have the fear of making a wrong decision, let's understand this, we all have made the mistakes, we all have purchased something in the past which turned out to be irrelevant or which was completely useless for us, and which was a waste of time and effort and money ultimately. So that is one of the reasons, and people tend to connect with their past experience when it comes to buying something. One of the other reasons why people procrastinate or put off is because they think that they may be paying a higher price by going with you at this point in time, because they wouldn't have checked with other available options or with other suppliers in the market yet at this point of the stage with you in the conversation. So that is one of the other reasons why people delay, which is absolutely valid and acceptable, and you should give a breathing space to your customer if that is the case. Give them enough time and space for them to process about what you can offer and how things can be beneficial for them. So that is one of the other reasons. One of the other reasons is when there is this factor of unknown in the picture. When they do not know enough about you, they have not heard about you, they have not heard about your product or your service, neither have they experienced or not they have heard from somebody who might have experienced from your goods and services. So these are some of the reasons why people have this fear of making a wrong decision. Now let's come to the second reason on why people procrastinate. People procrastinate if there is lack of trust with the salesperson. So the element of trust is the most important in every relationship, and if you have not established that, then there is no way that you can create a stable and sustainable relationship in the long run with anyone. One of the reasons for that is this stereotypical image of the salesperson that is being created in this world of selling, as somebody who is an opportunist, as somebody who is there to take your money and going to benefit himself or herself, and making you lose money as a result of buying things from you. So that is one of the reasons which is very unfortunate. One of the other reasons why people do not trust a salesperson enough is because person himself or herself lack enough knowledge and understanding about their product or their services. Because most people know about the facts, the details, they talk about the features of their product and their services, and little concern, little relevance they give to how it's going to be of benefit, how it's going to add value to people. Because people don't want to be sold a product or a service, they want to be served. So when your language shifts from selling to serving by adding enough value to them, which should communicate to them clearly as to what is the worth and meaning of what you have in store for them, that's when people start trusting you, and that's when people start seeing you as an expert, as an authority in your field, and you stop people from procrastinating further, which is my second point. And the third reason why people procrastinate is when the salesperson is reactive, not proactive. What do I mean by this? When the salesperson say things like, call me when you are free, let me know if you are interested, let me know if you are available for a meeting next week. This puts a face of yours as somebody who is not confident, as somebody who is not clear about what you are offering. So instead, if you take this approach by being proactive, okay, let's meet next Wednesday or Thursday on so and so date and so time, so that in some way it communicates, it generates a kind of feeling in the mind of the person that yes, he or she is dealing with somebody who is an expert and who respects his time, and he is respecting my time by asking me such question. So that is a third reason why people procrastinate. And people are not proactive in many other sense. People do not follow up enough with their clients after having presented their product or their service to them. So now let's come to the fourth reason on why people procrastinate. People procrastinate when they are not clear about your offer, when they have not understood in entirety as to what's in it for them. So you got to talk in terms of how it's going to fulfill a significant need for that individual. How your product or your service is going to fulfill a significant need for this individual, how your product or service is going to solve a significant problem or challenge of this particular customer. And the key word in these sentences is the word significant. So when you communicate this much to people, people understand and people start seeing the value and worth of what you are offering, and they become more curious to learn from you as to what you have in store, which is the fourth reason why people procrastinate if they have not understood your offer. The fifth reason, which is very much evident in most of the cases, because when you are dealing with a habitual procrastinator, there are apathetic buyers. In other words, they are also called apathetic buyers. In spite of having the need, the requirement, having the money, they still do not make a decision, because most of the time they are critical, they are thinking about, they will rely on people's suggestions. So they ask many people about whether or not to make a decision. So be more patient, be more humble with such people, be more generous towards them, because that's when you build enough trust with that individual. You gain their confidence and you create an opportunity for you both to work moving forward. So these are the 5 reasons as to why people procrastinate. If you found value in this video, share it with your friend on your timeline. On that note, this is Jensen signing off for now. I'll see you inside my next video. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.